Pattai, Sriram Samu, Giridhar, and Setu, and even Warams, all of them had one sneak peek view and gave me some good feedbacks and adjusted the level of content, whether I'm too jargony and all. It helped me a lot. Then my cousin, Sundar Vedantam, he cleaned up and made it more aesthetically pleasing. I have never made this kind of nice looking presentations. Mine used to be very bare bones, black and white kind of stuff. So he really cleaned it up and gave me good feedback. Sundar Narasimhan, Jamuna, my mama pain, he also had a quick look and then he said all the obvious mistakes and all he corrected. So I need to thank both Sundar Narasimhan and Sundar Vedantam for doing some level of peer review and corrections and adjusting the content. So,
they are two different guys. Okay, I thought both were same.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. It's the guy who wrote the book, Sundar Vedantam, is a different cousin. He worked in Intel, and he's the one who wrote a couple of books. I posted a book recently. Sundar Narasimhan has retired, so he's in Boston. He also comes once in a while, and then we talk. And so now he's a lot more communicative through Signal and all those things. So very nice. I'm able to learn a lot from Sundar Narasimhan and Sundar Vedantam. They're both helping me a lot in understanding many things, not just cybersecurity. They both are very well read. Then I want to give some good disclaimers. There are classmates who know a lot more than I do. I'm hoping they'll be able to come in and correct my mistakes and add more valuable suggestions. And I also want to mention, I don't have any serious background on cybersecurity or
there's some echo coming from R-Cube side, I think.
Okay.
Must be.
Okay.
I have a few cavities in my teeth.
Okay. Okay. So, as I was saying, I don't have a real serious background in cybersecurity or anything. I'm just like anyone, just learned something, and what I learned, I'm sharing with you all. Hope you guys find it useful. So the agenda, we are going to define a problem statement, talk about basics of two-factor authentication, then define some profiles of usage and what level of security you get. Then ask the question, is it good? Do we need more? Then we'll talk about family, because hackers don't make a distinction between you and your family. They attack whoever is available. So this is the basic structure of what I'm going to be talking about. The problem statement is online accounts are holding increasingly higher share of our assets. There are some statistics that say 66% of all assets are online. Somebody says 80s, 90. That number doesn't matter, but you guys know about among your net worth, how much of it is online protected just by your username and password, how much is real estate, stamp duty, sub-registrar's office. We know the share, how much it has shifted, that how much of this thing. And these are very, very convenient. Yeah, quarterly rebalancing of some portfolio you order. It sells 2 crores worth of securities, buy and sell that easily, that fast, very, very convenient, and ease of use is amazing. Ease of use is usually inversely correlated with security. As easy it is for you, all it takes is one username and password and something. Hackers can do the same thing. So this is kind of vulnerable and makes it an easy target because they can do it remotely. They are much less risky for a thief to steal online assets. Again, we need to be sure that we should not get too scared. The online security is improving a lot. It's not as bad as the internet makes it out to be. There is a constant improvement in security by financial sites, and crooks keep finding ways around it. Creates an arms race. They are making it more and more and more complicated. Though it is safe, it forces us also to keep updating our security practices. What was good enough 5 years ago may not be good enough now. So we need periodic review of what we are doing, whether we should change something. And I hope This is one such a periodic update. This is what I'm trying to cover in this. And we have an imagination of what a typical hacker is, some super smart coders, cracking encrypting algorithms, top level computer breaks. But they are not cracking algorithms. They are not attacking computers. Most of them are not doing that. Most of them are attacking humans. They attack account holders or overworked IT help desk or some underpaid phone salesman in some kiosk. Water seeks lowest point. Electricity takes the path of least resistance. Hackers attack weak points, not the strong points. Their strength is understanding human psychology more than cryptographic algorithms. Hackers attack humans. Why pick a lock when it's easier to steal the key? That's how they operate. One typical example is called, two-party phishing. Basically, a scammer calls the victim, claiming to be from the bank, talks nicely, says, we are all from security. We want to make sure we are talking to the right person. We don't want to be talking to the hacker. We need to really authenticate you before we tell you anything. But we are going to send a one-time password. Only if you get the password, you are under danger. Otherwise, you are not in danger. Don't worry. Like this, it talks convincingly, creates anxiety on the victim's part. At the same time, scammer has a partner who calls the bank and gives a different story. Oh, I lost my password. My credentials are not available, blah, blah, blah. They talk very convincingly to the bank and asks for a password reset. The victim is made to expect a OTP from the bank, and the OTP comes in, and the OTP might even say, please do not share it with anybody other than the bank person you are talking to. It might even say that. So that makes it all look very authentic. And the victim falls for it and gives the OTP. Scammer is able to pass it out to the partner, and they'll be able to get in and do bad things. It's called two-party phishing because there are two scammers involved. It is phishing using voice, so it's voice phishing. This is the kind of stuff that really goes on. So that's what we should really be seriously worried about. But we are going to start about two-factor authentication first. The obvious question that comes up is, why start with 2FA? Humans are the soft targets. Then we start with the computer side, which is actually stronger. The reason is we should know the basic terminology, because later when we talk about this will help you, that will help you. If I say authenticator, you should know what an authenticator is. So you should know the basic terminology. You should take the basic precautions to avoid trivial hacks. There is a strong door, the security process is good, but we should know how to lock it and unlock it. And we should know what is safe, what's not safe. So that's accidentally we should not remove the protections available. If you don't know this thing, that might happen. So we are starting with basics of two-factor authentication. We should conserve our mental energy for stuff that matters. These things, you understand what's going on. These are all secure. This is good. When you hear some kind of secure, what yesterday it was posted, 4 people in Andhra got hacked. Why did they get hacked? Deep down, they were hacked because they installed some apps. That's where the break happened. That level we should understand. So we'll cover the basics of 2FA at a gas pedal and brake pedal steering. That's the level of driving a car. We are not going to deep into fuel injectors, enthalpy, entropy, Carnot cycle. We are not going to talk about cryptographic algorithms or how they work. We'll just cover what we need to know, bare minimum. That's what we are going to cover in 2FA. 2FA is two-factor authentication. Sometimes they call it multi-factor authentication. What are those factors? Typically, it is what you alone know. Something like a password that only you know, that you can guard, you know it's important, you save. That is one factor. Plus, something you alone have. Something like your phone, or your laptop, or your some authenticator key, something that only you have and you got it well. You need both to enter. That's what makes it two-factor authentication. If possibility of losing a password or hacking and getting your password to a thief becomes 1 in a million, and it's 1 in a million to steal your second factor, becomes 1 in a trillion to be able to hack you. This is the kind of probability game that we are playing with two-factor authentication. Most common, most simple two-factor authentication is SMS-based text. Almost all of us have used it. India sends billion or 2 billion SMS OTP every day. So start with a username and password. You log into your bank. Bank has a one-time password server. It generates a one-time password, sends it through telephone network. You get it, and then you authenticate yourself to the bank using that OTP. This has become the de facto standard. Why it became de facto standard? Because it is easy to implement for the bank. Bank already knows your phone number. So sending one more OTP is very easy. There was not any user resistance. Users accept it. You have to give me the OTP to log into your bank. They consider it good. It's good security. I'm glad you guys are doing it. So there's not much of user resistance. No user action is needed. The phone is already known. So they just rolled it out very, very fast. It became the de facto standard because it is easy to implement, easy to accept. That's the reason, not because this is the best. Okay. And there's lots of scaremongering going on about this SMS text. SMS is the worst form of two-factor authentication. You should not use SMS, blah, blah, blah. That's what the bloggers and the security influencers, those guys are talking about. It's not as bad as they make it out to be. It's reasonably safe. I couldn't find very good statistics, but what I found was India was sending 1 billion OTP a day through SMS in 2022, 4 years ago. Over a 2-year period, there was a report of about 900,000 loss, hack, stuff like that. That makes it 1 in a million. You could say that, these accounts are all cheap accounts, Pani Puri stall. Who's going to hack a Pani Puri stall? That's one point. But the crooks that hack Pani Puri stall, they're also motivated by small amounts. And you can say that these users are not very technically sophisticated. Even from them, they could only steal 1 in a million SMS passwords, even if you assume everything is SMS OTP. So it's not as bad as they make it out to be. But when it is possible, we should use better than this. The better method than SMS is called authenticator. Authenticator is very, very convenient. That's the reason you would go. Security is icing on the cake. The cake is convenience. It's a very rare instance where convenience is also more secure. The way it works is very simple. The bank has a OTP server. In your phone or something, you create a OTP generator and synchronize it. So you know what is the OTP at this second from the bank. If bank sends you SMS text, you know what they would have sent. So you can run it in your own phone. So you don't need a cell phone network for it. This makes it so convenient. Your India phone will work in US phone will work in India, cell tower not available, not a problem, and SMS will go to only one phone. You can run 2 or 3 phones with the same authenticator. So when you set up the authenticator, you have 2 or 3 phones, all of them take the same QR code, all of them will run the same authenticator. So I have a backup authenticator available. And it is not tied to your SIM card. Even if you lose your phone, even if they eject the SIM card, put it in a unlocked phone, they can get the calls, they can get the SMS text, but they won't get authenticator because authenticator is tied to your phone, not your SIM card. So it is way more secure, but way more convenient. So it's like if you're not using authenticator when it is available and going SMS, it's like flying economy when business class upgrade is free. It's like that. So how do you get the client-side OTP generator on your phone or on your device? How do you get it? You can use your smartphone to get it, or any app that is running on a laptop or a desktop can. And you can also get these authenticators to run on independent device like a keyboard, a fob that you keep that's not even connected to the internet, air gap from the internet. Even that is possible. Getting it is trivial. You just go to the bank site when you're logged in and say, set up my authenticator. You'll get something like this. You'll get a QR code. And if you're going to use a phone as your authenticator, you just take a picture of the QR code and then you pick what authenticator you want, Google, Microsoft, Okta, whatever authenticator you want running on your phone, takes a QR code picture and then sets it up. Or if you're using an app that doesn't have a camera, there is this large number you see at the bottom. So L2, that large string, that is the secret. You copy it and paste it into your app that doesn't have a camera, then that will start generating this code. The code will look like what you see on the screen, like each account name, and then you see a small timer on the top right corner. In 24 seconds, it is going to change to the next number. So every minute it will change, or every 30 seconds it will change. And that is a number the bank also has. So you can use this to authenticate. It is as easy to authenticate as you're using SMS text. You also see a convenient copy button next to the number. You click it, the number is also copied. You go to your bank site and paste it, it goes in. So it's very easy to use, way better security, and it is immune to telephone-based attack. So this, if the bank supports it, we should use this. Now we talk about a slightly different kind of attack. Okay. We normally log in with the username and password to the internet to your brokerage site, fidelity.com. You normally do that, but you end up, you are into logging into your fake site, not to the real site. So some hacker, some phishing method, some kind of SMS text, somehow, or a typo squatter makes you log into your fake site. If you use username and password and then the OTP, all of them you will give to the fake site, and the fake site can use it to log into the real site. Okay, so this attack is called man in the middle, and it has got many other names. Phishing or phishing, where they send a text and then click on the text that takes you to wrong fake bank, asks you for username, password, you type it in. So that is phishing. If it comes through SMS, they call it dismishing. If it comes through voice, they call it wishing, wailing. And they have many different names for the same basic idea of letting you visit a bank fake site. Now, the thing is, when you log into bank, they authenticate you. They ask for a username. They ask for password and one-time password. But the screen that shows Vanguard, that it is really Vanguard, should you trust it? You should not. Should you authenticate the bank? Shouldn't you say, bank, you register a password with me, only when you give the password, I'll agree you are the correct bank. Can you say that? Even if you say it, will they agree? The banks are big organizations. You are a small account holder. Will they listen? They do. Many places they do support it. That method is called the passkey. It's got also many other names. They'll call it biometric identification. They'll call you passwordless login. Many more marketing terms for the basic idea. But passkey is generally considered to be the common name for it. Again, there are other technical jargony name, OAuth and FIDO2 and that kind of names. Basically, they are all passkey. The way it works is, when you're logged in into a safe bank account, you say, I want to set up a passkey. A passkey is some kind of app that is running on your computing device. So this passkey app talks to the bank. They both exchange encryption keys, basically password. So bank registers a password with your app registers a password with bank, and they both are cryptographically tightened. Nobody can intercept them or anything. You have this available. Now, if you are visiting a wrong site, you go there, your app will ask for the bank to authenticate itself. It will fail. Because you're not really at fidelity.com, but there is a typo and then they made it look like Fidelity, or you mistyped your URL and you end up with the wrong site. Your app will deny access to the bank. Nothing else will happen. You are very safe. This is two-way authentication on both sides. Even if you are struck by a man-in-the-middle attack, you are safe. This is the foundation of passkey. You don't have to understand anything more than how this exchange happens and how it protects against other things. Simplest way I can explain to my family is they both exchange passwords. That's good enough. So,
Ravi, can I ask a question?
yes, please go ahead.
Is this passkey already in vogue today in, let's say,
Yes.
India and the US?
Is already in work. Probably you're already using it without realizing it. It's already so many places where they are supporting it. If you have logged into your bank using a fingerprint ID or face ID, most likely behind the scenes they have used passkey. So it's already
Thanks.
being used. So it's already there and it's supported worldwide, and we already are using it probably many places. It's possible.
I've used it in Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
but I don't know if any bank is having it here in India.
No, it's not a question of user. This can be
Yeah.
automatically built in, right? When I give my username and password, doesn't the system automatically have a passkey? Is that how it works?
No,
It generates.
typically, if you use the app given by your bank that is running on your phone, that
Correct.
app behind the scenes sets up a passkey too. If you download an app from say ICICI Bank into your Indian phone and you always use the app to log in, when you register the app, first time it will send you SMS OTP and say this is the
Correct.
phone. At that point, the phone's IMEI number, phone's secret, all these things are registered with ICICI Bank along with that username, password, account number, and everything. That next time you take the same app, you copy it into another phone, you go to ICICI Bank, use the same username and password in a different phone using the same ICICI app, it won't log you in because that instance of ICICI Bank is tied to your phone, your fingerprint, your face ID in this phone. So my brother was explaining how they make sure that if they get the username and password in one Indian account, using the same username and password in another installation in another phone using the same ICICI Bank app, they can't log in because internally they have added passkey behind the scenes. So if you use bank app, passkey is already built in. But if you use a regular web, probably it's not. And you can use
All right.
passkey even when you use a regular web. I'll explain how that happens.
Ravi, Sriram here. Quick question.
Yeah.
For some bank accounts, I've used
Yeah.
Face ID. Some others, it is just a 6-number code.
Yes.
Okay. And if I look for a choice, usually the choice is between like a Face ID, biometric, or a number.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
one safer than the other? The number
Face ID,
versus the
Face ID, biometric, these are all tied by your phone, tied to the phone. They are safer than this one. The 6-digit password, if it is coming through authenticator or through SMS, it is less safe than what you use using biometric.
No, it's a 6-digit I created as a passkey.
Oh, okay. You create, a 6-digit. If it is created as a passkey in your phone, it is passkey. It is the two-factor. It's a two-way authentication. Okay. I don't exactly know what we'll talk about it after the break.
Okay. But in general, biometric would be safer than a
biometric
number code, right?
Yeah, in general.
Okay, thank you.
So,
hey, Ravi, just a
more
quick
about pass. Yeah.
One of the banks that I have, when I go on the web and not on the phone, but I go onto a laptop and try and log in, right?
Yeah.
So I put in the customer ID and my password. It then asks me to go to my mobile phone and generate code there.
Yes.
Which I
that
then
is authenticator.
What is that? Is that the passkey?
That is authenticator. This one, is where, so you log in and then your phone will show you one more 6-digit this. So this 6-digit password from the phone you will type in, right? This is authenticator.
Okay.
Time-based authenticator.
So it's the authenticator that sits on the bank app rather than something else. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. The authenticator can be on the bank app also. Yes.
Okay, got it. Super. Thanks.
So the authenticator, anybody, technically you can write an authenticator code yourself. TOTP algorithms are public actually.
So Setu, which bank in India is following this?
Axis is having
What?
this.
Oh, okay.
So about passkeys, where do you get one? I say lots of good things about passkeys. How do you get one? Many computing devices support passkeys. Phones, typically all the phones support passkeys. Laptops and desktops, they also support passkeys. There are apps that will run on your laptop that will be your passkey based on your laptop. Windows Hello is a passkey for Windows operating systems. So if you use Windows Hello, then your laptop will become the passkey for your bank. So your laptop will authenticate that you are logging into the correct website using the passkey. You can run Windows Hello runs on desktop also. So laptops, desktops, phone, all of them can run passkeys. If you don't want them, you can buy these passkeys that are USB based. You can buy, they are about $20-25, and you can carry them around. They are not even connected to the internet. They'll come with an app. The benefit of this is they don't have battery. They don't need internet. You can leave them in a dryer. You don't have to take them in everywhere you go. You pull it out of the dryer, plug it into the USB key, and then say authenticate the bank site. You log in, you unplug it and throw it away. Keep it away, keep it safe. So this is also possible. These passkeys can also support biometric. Or if you use your phone as your passkey, the phone's biometry is what is protecting. So many choices are available. The problem is not getting the passkey, it is getting the bank to support the passkey. My bank, PNC Bank, does not support passkeys, does not even support authenticator. They send SMS. But there are other credit unions, they support authenticators and passkeys, and so many credit cards support passkeys, so that you can set up. If you want to go to credit card using passkey, you can do that. So it's basically passkey is an app that you use, and then your whatever device you are using with the passkey talks to the bank. They exchange passwords, they authenticate each other, and after that, if you use passkey, you don't even need a username and password. It will directly go and connect, because that password and username is tied to one particular account, one particular device, so it will work. The way to use it is in a secure session, you ask for a passkey setup. If your bank supports it, the option will come, and you can set up a passkey. And most of the time, they'll allow you to set up more than one passkey, because when you set a passkey and you lose it, you are stuck outside, so you need a backup. So I have 3 passkeys, all the YubiKeys. So I have registered all the 3 with my bank and brokerages. So even if one is not there, I can use the other one. And I have one in the basement, one in my living room, so I can use whatever is nearby. The third one is kept as a safe backup in the third place. So, and these are $20-25, kind of cheap. You can get them and use them. So we talked about the 3 basic methods on 2FA. Now we'll go to talk about, this is the kind of usage pattern, how safe it is. That's what we are going to be talking up next. Okay. So 3 basic methods. One is SMS text, another is authenticator, third one is passkey. There are 3 different methods. First, we will define a user profile and give a security rating for this. This is what the user does, how safe it is. When we go to the next profile, the changes in the behavior, I'll explain how that improves security. So let's start with the people. See, in general, more security is less convenient. You pick whatever level of security you want for the level of pain you're willing to put up with. Because as you go higher and higher, unnecessarily it becomes very painful. It might not even be worth it, because The real pain is in the human engineering, not in this infrastructure. So pick something that you are comfortable with. The first, I'm going to talk about a very general safe user. Any one of us. This user would use a mixture of laptop, desktop, and phones and tablets to log into financial sites. It will make sure the passwords are strong and unique and practices safety that never uses public Wi-Fi, basic safety things. The SMS-based OTP for to log into financial sites, and generally careful about clicking on sites and links. Does not use jailbroken phones, the phones that allow you to install hacked versions that will give you free access to cricket matches, and no such things. It's all proper, no jailbroken phones, and no login to financial sites from public places. When you're sitting in the airport terminal with all security cameras all around, you don't want to log in because your keystrokes and your typing can be recorded by someplace. So you never log into financial sites from public places, never clicks on remember this device when you log into financial, because remember this device actually disables 2FA. If you give username and password, it will log you in. Don't ask you for second factor. Don't ask for second authentication. So it's not a good idea to. And also consistently logs out and does not allow apps from untrusted Play Store, untrusted App Store to be installed. Google allows, I think now forced by government to allow any Play Store if you allow the user allows it. But we never check market. This is one important thing. Yesterday's message by UVL, he said this Andhra 4 people were hacked. They were asked to install an app. That app could be installed on their phone because they had allowed untrusted Play Store to install apps on their phone. They don't do this. So this is basically a good safe user, you would think, and this would be considered moderately safe usage. Rating you for this is bronze level rating. Okay, as we go to next silver level, what more you need to do to go higher than this level. This is more or less the average safe user, not very careless user would get bronze. Now we talk about
Maybe
the
how do I
laptop piece.
go and do this? I mean, where does one go and do this? How do I know an app is trusted, not trusted? I mean,
In your phone, there is a check mark that says allow apps from untrusted sources to be installed. If you check mark it, only then untrusted source can be installed. If you don't check mark it, Android will only install apps from Play Store. Apple will only install apps from App Store. App Store and Play Store, they have their own security verifications. So random hackers will not be able to place their apps into your phone. So if a hacked phone app, they create ICICI app, they clone it they hack it, and then they place it as a ICICI app. If you try to install it, Play Store and App Store will not allow it to be made available in Play Store. A fake ICICI app cannot exist in a Play Store. A fake bank account Fidelity app cannot exist. They make sure that such things are not done. And if you do not allow apps from outside the safe environment to be installed, you are safe. You understand? Okay. And normally, in laptops and desktops, we have seen go to this website, you download this app and install it. You'll see such things. That is untrusted. But in phones, it is a much better security environment where they have a very specific check mark saying do not allow untrusted apps. So if that was checkmarked, do not allow untrusted apps to be installed, those 4 guys who got hacked in Andhra, they wouldn't have been hacked because the device, the package they installed is not authenticated by Android. So it will not have run. So let's talk about a laptop PC-centric user. Uses one browser, let's say Firefox, Absolutely no extensions for finance sites. They are different browsers, say Chrome for all other sites. Why this is important? Because we do not control the websites. The website security varies a lot. Some of them are very strong, secure websites. Some of them are very poor. We have to, we use websites to record or sign up for doctor appointment, or to look up bus schedule, or to pay HOA fees, or some municipality tax. We go to so many different websites. Some of them are professionally made. Some of them are not very well made. They are written 5, 6 years ago. No serious security verification, no security audit. Nothing has happened. These are the sites that get hacked. They host malware. When you visit their site, they compromise your browser. Okay, so how do you guard against this? We cannot say I'm not going to go on the internet, because many places you have to go to the municipality website to pay the tax, or to go to that temple website to book an archana. Now in Pittsburgh temple, if you want to buy a laddu, you have to go to the website to buy a laddu. So we have to go to those sites, and we don't know how safe those sites are. So you separate them out. You use one browser that you use only for financial sites. You never use that browser for any other sites. There is no chance for the safe browser to visit unsafe sites. You segregate them. Use another browser for all other sites. Even if that browser visits an unsafe site, gets an unsafe app or page loaded onto your screen, it's not going to affect your finance site. So separate out your browsers. And extension is also important. Extensions are code that sit between you and your website and sees everything that is painted on your screen. When you install an extension, it will ask for permissions. And one of the most common permission for the extension to work is to see the incoming data. That is default. It's on. If you are an extension, you can see the incoming data, which means these extensions can see your account balance. It knows you have an account in Fidelity. If you have a ad blocker running on your browser, ad blocker sees everything that is painted on your screen. Ad blocks and all are very well verified, audited extensions. But if you install a random extension from random user, there are some quirky, stupid extensions that will change any word to any other word in your web page. So they use it, they change. You don't like Modi, change Modi to Bodhi. So everywhere Modi's name comes, to say Bodhi. People laugh at it. But that extension is how hacker will get information from you. This will go viral, and everybody it can tell the data, what it sees on your screen, can send a copy to your hacking site. So extensions are dangerous. So for financial sites, use a browser with no extensions. So there is a safe browser, no extension. Use it for financial sites. Yes, general browser, whatever extension you need. The extensions make your life convenient. You need extensions. You can't be scared of extensions. How to use them? Use it in another browser. So these two browsers are totally separate. They will not contaminate each other. Don't stop with browser. You can also go to email. Use one email for finance and another email for all other sites. For example, this email could be Outlook. The other email could be Gmail. Also, you can use one password manager, say Proton Pass for financial sites, and a different password manager like Google for other sites. So password managers are separate, email is separate, browsers are separate. This, and also another important thing, unique username and password for each financial account. Never repeat a password. This is something even bronze user can do. Never ever repeat a password. Ideally, don't even repeat usernames. And whenever it's supported, authenticators and passkeys are used. This would give you a silver level of protection. Very high bang for the buck. The amount I paid is very less. All you need is one more browser installed and register for one more email and install a different password manager for that browser. That's all you are doing. So much less pain. Rest of your activity, nothing is impacted adversely, not much of pain. All you have is a You should just remember to always use a safe browser for financial sites. This will become automatic. If you use an unsafe browser accidentally to open your bank account, the password manager will not populate the password. That will tell you a reminder, hey, why the password manager? Okay, I'm in the wrong browser. Close this to go to the real browser. So the discipline will slowly be enforced by maintaining this. Similarly, you get some mail from a regular mail claiming to be from a bank, you know it is fake because you did not give Gmail address to the bank. The bank only knows the different address, Outlook address or a Proton mail address. It doesn't know Gmail address. So any bank communication in Gmail is fake. Makes you more confident. Removing all the phishing, email, all these things, you can be safe. So there's a high degree of bang for the buck and good practices become habit. This, I would say, is again a silver level of protection. Smartphone centric user. So this user uses smartphones or tablets to log into financial sites. Does not use a regular laptop, no laptop, and as far as possible uses official apps from the bank or from the brokerage, not the browser. So browser being contaminated also doesn't matter. Apps, and these apps in the smartphones are sandboxed. One app cannot talk to another app, and you're using an official app from the official bank site. So this app is not likely to be compromised by other apps sitting in the same phone. So it is as good as maintaining two different browsers. Again, the option of maintaining a separate email and a separate you don't need a password manager separately because you're using official app. So you log in and then write a password, and it's a very safe system. And again, it's not just using smartphone. Never logs in from Windows, Linux, or Apple laptops and desktops. Always uses only the tablets and the phones. So it's again maximum security for minimum pay. All you have to remember is I'm not going to log in from laptop, desktop. If I want to log in, I'll use a phone. If I don't like the 5-inch screen, I'll use a 12-inch tablet. That is a very safe way of working. And we're still getting only a silver, not gold, because these smartphones are likely to be lost, stolen, might be misplaced. So that's one issue. Second minor issue here is all your credentials will be centralized. If you're using a Google phone, all your credentials are in your Google account. So you have a single point of failure there. So that's one minor issue. This, again, it's not easy to take over Google account. So a single point of failure downgrades you, but it's not really that big dangerous thing. But that's the reason why this doesn't get gold. So this is a very safe usage pattern. Just use phones, tablets. This is what Patel uses. He said, I use just my phone. Phone is safe. So
Ravi,
yeah.
quick question.
Yeah.
I have used the browser in the phone.
Right.
I become a smartphone centric user, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
occasionally I've had to log into the browser in the phone to do, for example, a wire transfer from a brokerage because it won't, the app's reach is limited.
The apps are limited, in which case, again, that's the same. You have to be very careful there. Your browser, if you use the same browser for general surfing the net and use the same browser to log into finance, you will go down to bronze. The reason why that bronze happens is because the same browser was used both for financial sites and random sites. If a random site is hacked, that can inject malware into this. Again, it's very difficult to inject malware into smartphone browsers. Smartphone browsers use a more difficult sandboxing and internal technology. It is more difficult to inject malware into an app, the browser app on your phone. It is more secure than a browser running on your laptop, but still If the same app is used for both finance and non-finance sites, it will downgrade the rating from silver to bronze.
Is there a quick
Okay.
way for me to check if my phone browser
Hmm.
has any extension?
Yeah, you can say we can disable all extensions. This is a very simple thing to say, disable all extensions. Some people use that before they log into finance sites. That's one that requires discipline. Every time you log into financial site, you go there and say disable all extensions. One single button. All extensions are disabled, and then you go. Again, these are all requires discipline. Ideally, even within your same cell phone or a smartphone, you can install additional browsers. I have installed DuckDuckGo browser, Brave browser, and even Firefox at one point in my phone. So you can use a different browser even on a phone. You don't have to use Chrome in Android or Safari in iPhone. You can install another browser and keep this browser only for finance. That's possible. You can do.
I also want to share a couple of things I do when I use the phone, the finance app, whether it's a
Yeah.
bank or a brokerage.
Yeah.
I turn off Bluetooth,
Yeah.
and I also turn off Wi-Fi. So
Yes.
I am on 5G,
Yeah.
and I'm no Bluetooth is on, and then
Yeah.
only I use the app in the phone.
Yeah.
So
This is
I've read somewhere that, and I've been following that
yeah.
for some time.
This is there are many such good advice that requires discipline to follow, and all if typically that vector is difficult to execute using a Bluetooth device to spy on you, to install a additional keylogger using Bluetooth onto your phone, and all. It's a difficult thing to do, but it's definitely safe to turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and other uh, vectors that will come in, but it requires discipline. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
I'll do more work. I'll look up more on Bluetooth based hacking and try to improve it. Add some more info later. Okay, we are at silver level with smartphone centric user. Now, non-roaming user, that's what I call. This is at silver level. The only way you are likely to be hacked is at a device level hacking, not at app level hacking. None of the software can be hacked. Software is secure, but device itself can be hacked. Your laptop might get a virus, or a desktop can get a virus, or your phone might be installed some kind of malware app. Somehow it got installed. So device level security is what you're worried about. Here we are going to go and lock down the device also to go to the next level. You can use desktop or laptop, not very powerful, not very modern. Even old discarded laptop that doesn't have any battery life, it has to be constantly plugged in. It's an ideal device. You can upgrade it to Chrome Flex OS. It's very cheap. You get a thumb drive, plug it in and create a Chrome Flex boot disk, and create a boot drive, plug it into your old laptop, say change it to Chrome, so it becomes a Chromebook. Your old laptop can become, our old desktop can become a Chromebook. And Chromebook, it's equivalent to using Android app or tablet. All sandboxing, all the modern, verified write. Chrome Flex OS is a read-only OS. None of the malware can write into the OS partition. Operating system side of it is very secure. Every app has its own sandbox. It's very secure method. And you leave it at home. This device, you don't take it out. The keys to your financial kingdom is not a little lamb, and you're not Mary. It doesn't have to go everywhere you go. How many times we have suddenly felt the need to log into your Fidelity account when you are ordering pasta in a restaurant? You don't have to take it to the restaurant. We don't have to take it to the swimming pool. We don't have to take it all the time. When you're doing serious work in finance and other things, you're likely to be at home in your office or a den or someplace. So you don't have to carry everywhere. So leave the devices at home and dedicated devices only for financial means the devices are also not likely to get malware. Devices are secure, the apps are secure. So this is what is going to take you to a goal level. What you need to remember is um, this device, no other device is used to log to financial sites. An email ID used for finance site not used on other sites. If passkeys and authenticators are supported, we use them. So this is much better. At device level, you are protected. And device is not going to leave home. It is less prone to theft, less prone to be lost or anything. And it is much, much safer. And if it is a laptop, you can always take it to India or take it if you're going to be on a vacation 1 month, you're going to live in your daughter's house. Oh, you take it there and then leave it in that house. So it's not that they're totally tied to home, but you don't go take it on everywhere. You don't log in from different sites and everything. So this would give you something like a gold level protection. Your apps are secure, your devices are secure, devices are not going to be lost, and you are maintaining full partition between financial sites and non-financial and less critical sites. And you decide what you want to be critical. Banks and brokerages are critical. Government accounts, social security, Medicare, I put it there. My IRS account is on the critical side. My tax accountant, she's on the uh, critical side. Even credit cards, I'm not putting it on critical side. It's only important but not critical in US, because in US by law we are limited to only $50 liability for false charges. If your credit card gets hacked, my liability is only $50, not more than that. But in India the laws are different. In India you may have to put credit card accounts also in the critical side of your partition. And this is one thing we can do. Gold level is something that we can do in practice. Now we go to even higher level called air gapped credentials. This is on top of gold level. You don't use your phone for authentication or for passkey. Your passkeys are the USB dongles, YubiKey, Titan, Swiss key. There are many keys that plug into USB port and then you unplug them. They don't have any chance of going onto the internet. You need to plug them in physically for them to get any access to the net. They are air gapped. There are key fobs that the one-time password will run on this small 6-digit display every minute. It will keep changing. So this is RSA dongles. Schwab gives you this, and E-Trade also uses this. So this is not connected to the internet at all. And credentials are air gapped. Phone is not on the credential side. Even if your Gmail account gets taken over by somebody talking sweetly to some phone salesman, gets a new phone, buys the expensive phone, gives lots of commission to the salesman, and they somehow put your old Gmail account to the new phone or old Apple account to the new phone. Even if that happens, they can get all other credentials, but not your finance. That is above the goal level. That would you call platinum. Phones are not in the loop. Phones are not being used. And you don't have to stop here. Did I say anything else? No. Okay. In platinum, I wrote something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't say. It is not too expensive to get a new phone number also. Okay. It's only $50-$60 a phone line a month. For high net worth individuals, it is really recommended. It is not too expensive to pay some $50-$60 a month. It's something like a cable subscription or something. And make sure that the phone number given to brokerages and bank is not used for anything else. Nobody else knows this. So any SMS, any phone call in a regular phone number from your bank, it is a fish. It's a fake, because your bank knows only the safe phone. Safe phone we can leave home. You don't have to carry it with you everywhere. So Go to that level if you really want to. But these are all considered excessive measures, too much of pain, additional security over gold is not that high. If you want to do it, you do it. If someone else pays for it or makes you do it, where many high net worth individuals, high level executives in C-suite executives may be forced to use a separate phone, separate thing, because it's a corporate IT will mandate those kind of security measures. If you want to follow it on your own, you can do it. Otherwise, gold is good enough. Platinum is easy, but going beyond this using separate phone numbers and all kind of expensive. So we looked at different usage profiles and what level of security you get, and you got the basics of three levels, three kinds of two-factor authentications. Now let's ask, okay, now we have secured the computer side of it. How safe are we? This is what we use every day, very strong front door. But what we forget is there is a back door that's often very poor, not very well secured. And the most concerning part of this is this side is probably not under our control. For example, if we lose our regular credentials, like we might misplace our phone, something gets broken, our UB key is lost. So we call the bank to reset password or brokerage. The same line is available to the hacker. So many banks will allow you to reset a password or change the account using SMS. Till finally, you have done all these things, and finally the hacker calls and say, I forgot my password. Okay, I'll send you a OTP by SMS. They'll do that. And we can't control it. Many banks consider this as legal, available. That's what we'll do. It gets worse. Some of them even force security questions on you. Security questions you might have answered in another site and some throwaway sites ages ago and might have been leaked. You might have answered, the name of your pet as a security question in, some bus schedule site or something or some other site. And that might have been leaked onto the dark net. And it's not really all that secure. I'm very unhappy to see banks and brokerages forcing people to set up security questions. So, and I have seen on the net people entering unrecognizable, unrememberable, random string of digits and numbers as answer to security questions, so that the security questions never work for anybody. It doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for hacker. I want it that way. So they do it. So voice line to restore accounts remains a big threat. Most of the other threats, phishing, all of them can be mitigated by using passkeys and authenticators and safe practices. And by segregating these accounts, you will be able to recognize phish very easily. But if the hacker calls the phone bank account and do this, what can we do? Some of them allow you to set up voice password. If they do, you set up a voice password. And many sites say we have sophisticated AI algorithms and voice prints and we protect you. And we have to trust the system, and there is evidence they really do this. It is in their interest to make this strong. It is not in the interest of the brokerage account to be easily hacked. It's their reputation and they have money, they lose money too. So they do their best. They don't tell you what it is. So I'm a little anxious. They are not very open about it. But I am very sure they are buying insurance for hacking, cyber insurance. That insurance company will mandate more serious systems, and they'll do internal audits and everything and set the premium based on what they do. So I do believe brokerages are not as dumb as we think. They do have something, but what they use is not something known to us. For example, at least Shriram said that Fidelity was able to catch somebody trying to hack into his using voice line. So we do have something better, but That still remains to be the question, how safe they are. And we have to trust the system as far as financial site account takeover attack using voice lines. The remaining threat is phone, Google, Apple account threat over. It's possible we might end up with all our credentials on the cloud account. If they get a malware on the phone or a login device, somehow they get a keylogger into your phone and they capture a username password and they call Apple, Google, and use secondary methods and port your account from your phone to another phone or add another phone to your account. If they manage to do that, they get keys to everything. They can lock you out and take over everything you have. So, single point of failure. This is what started this entire thread. In our WhatsApp group, there was a message about a pilot in Hawaii. He he was convinced he was talking to Apple tech support and gave a password that resulted in his Apple account being taken over. Everything was lost for him, and he was writing about it. That's a kind of thing. Very, very rare. You don't, when it happens, it makes it a news. It is that rare, but that exists. That's one threat. We cannot control much on this threat. So, what to do? We can stay at gold platinum level, take phone out of our loop, but then stay air gapped. Don't put all your credentials in one cloud account. Try to distribute them. Try not to have cloud synced authentications. Many of these passkeys and authenticators, you can put them on a website. Proton Pass is a password manager that can handle passkeys, that can handle authenticators, that is centrally located in Proton servers. Any device you log in, you can use those passkeys and authenticators. But if that account gets hacked, hackers will get everything. So putting all the credentials in cloud account is also not a good idea. Other standard precautions are never trust any incoming text, email, or calls from financial sites. It's a basic security thing. Incoming calls is not trustworthy. Keep one small bank account for Zelle or SMS and all, and don't link it to your brokerage. Do not allow this to have overdraft protection linked to your high net worth account. Many of my Schwab bank account has overdraft protection on the Schwab brokerage account. So the entire assets of the brokerage account can be liquidated and transferred to this if there is an overdraft. So these are kind of dangerous things. So keep them separate. One small bank account, that not much of money. In US, we don't use this rupee kind of stuff. Here, what we use is Zelle. And I'm worried about Zelle because any phone number you can send money. Usually, you cannot pull money using Zelle, but you can set up in a way that certain people can pull money out of your account. I don't fully understand. So I have a separate account for Zelle. Create accounts in credit reporting agencies. That's one thing in US. Their security is very poor. And credit reporting agencies report about your credit. So it doesn't do much. So people don't even bother to create accounts in credit reporting agencies. Equifax, TransUnion. There's one more. Okay. These credit reporting agencies, they just ask for your name, address, social security number, and date of birth, and they create an account. So any hacker can create an account. And you pay $40, they'll send you everything they know about you. So if they want to understand your background to impersonate you, they can create a credit reporting agency account and get all the information. Every account you have used in the last 25 years, they can get. All the addresses you have lived in, they can get. They don't have to go to dark web. They just have to impersonate you to a credit reporting agency on a phone. They can get that. Set limits on auto bill pay, because you have a municipality, some account, that water bill account, and you set auto pay because they charge $40 a month. So let it go. If that water company gets hacked, they can pull money out of your bank account. So Don't link it to brokerage account. Link it to the small bank account used only for auto bill pay. Sign up for alerts or anything beyond a certain. You don't want too many alerts, but anything beyond a certain amount, or at least from critical accounts, brokerage accounts, all all transactions you want to get an alert and then watch it. And also, there's a new kind of fraud coming up in US. People go and place liens on deeds, or they register false deeds because the sub-registrar's office, the equivalent of it in US, is the deed office in your municipality. The deed book of the municipality is not centralized, not uh, fully on the net. So anybody can look up who owns your property, and they can create fake documents and register sales and stuff. So usually it is free to get a alert. So you should set up an alert if for your home. So are we safe? We're as safe as we can be. Beyond this, we just have to be careful, and things are not totally under our control. We can control what we can. Beyond that, we just have to be careful. Most important thing now is we talk about family, because what is hard for crooks is hard for family too. So if you are not there to help them, you have to plan for the day when we will not be there to help them log in and do stuff. They should be able to log in and get access to the finance accounts, everything. One idea is write it all in plain text, save it in an encrypted thumb drive, multiple copies of the thumb drive, put it in 2 or 3 places, give it to your friend and your wife, your son, your daughter. They know the password. So when they need it, they'll be able to open it and see. This one is plain text, nothing obfuscated, clean. They just need the password, and once in a while, make them use the document and log into all the financial accounts. You say there, watch them do it without helping. Make sure, like, you understand what trips them up, what makes it difficult, what makes it where they struggle, and clean it up, improve that part of your document so that they can. Again, these are all ideas that I have. That I don't see any standard best practices recommended on the net, whatever I could find. You can write in an Indian language in a recipe diary between, dal makhani and paneer paratha. Between that, it looks like a recipe, but every alternate line is actually instruction to log into your bank account, how to log into bank account. Format it, or you write it, format it to look like a bill, print it and put it among other bills in the filing cabinet. So the family knows in the credit card account between August and September, there is a page that looks like a credit card statement, but right in the middle is all instructions to log in. So they know something. Do not obfuscate too much, because we are planning for the day we are not there to correct it. So, and we also need to keep offset copies of these thumb drives. Think about fire, flood, a big size burglary, and all those things. So this part of it is, I'm not very sure. It's just something I put together. You guys can think of better ways to make sure that the family will be able to access the assets when they need it to. So this is kind of the last. Why is the first slide coming back again? So, I probably
You are
opened
hacked.
the.
Ravi, you are hacked.
No,
The presentation is hacked.
no, it's the previous version. I used the version number 7. So that's what I had not deleted. Yeah, after this, why did this section come? I saw, is it rounding it back to the top slide again? I don't know what it did. So this is what I was sharing. Okay, so this is all I had to share, and we can have some QA session, and then I will. What happened to the recording? Oh, when I closed it, the recording stopped. I should check whether the recording exists. Settings mic on. What happened here?
Very, very well done, man.
Hey,
Where
thanks.
is the?
Thanks, Ravi. This was very helpful.
Yes.
Very helpful and giving me some confidence that things are not too bad.
Yes.
My control. Yeah.
Oh, very good work, Ravi. Thank you. I know you've put in
Yeah.
a lot of work on this. You've been working on it for a few weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not only just
Yeah.
doing it yourself, but consulting other people to get it fine-tuned
Yeah.
and all that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Ravi, I
but
have
my
some
recording has
questions, man.
stopped. Yeah, wait. My recording seems to have stopped. I want to make sure that I got. Where is my? See the records. That am I still sharing? You're able to see this?
Yeah. You're still sharing.
Yeah, we can see your slide.
Yeah. Yes. It's saying I'm trying to find where my recordings are. What I
You
recorded
pushed
just
it.
now.
I think it will
pushed
take
to
a
one
while
corner,
for
right?
the. It'll take
Yeah.
a while for this cloud to give it to you or something.
Yeah. I don't know how it will come to me, Ravi, but my recording is still
Yeah.
on. So
Okay.
as I
So we
understood
can
it,
continue the
it'll
Q&A.
give me
Yeah.
to put on my Google Drive and send me a link is what I understand. So yeah.
Yes.
Why don't we take any Q&A at this point, Ravi? Maybe you can stop sharing then.
Yeah.
Ravi, I can see yours still being recorded because next to your face there's that bullseye appearing and it says
Yeah.
recording as well on top.
I can
Yeah.
see a cloud. I can see
I
a
have-
cloud on Ravi's head. It's all going to the cloud.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'll stop. You are presenting. Stop sharing. Okay. And there is this meeting is being recorded. That Setu is recording it, not me. My recording I need to find from my. I'll find out where my recording
No,
went.
it's still recording.
Okay.
Ravi, yours is still being recorded. I can see it.
The only thing is I lost my. See my captures. Yeah, see my captures. I have 1 hour and 9 minutes captured. Okay. So my recording has stopped at 1 hour and 9 minutes. That was when I stopped from full scale. Yeah. When I went from sharing the screen, they stopped it. My recording stopped. But Setu's recording is continuing. Let's continue with that for Q&A.
Ravi, this is Sriram again.
Yes.
Question. If I get a choice of authenticator app versus passkey, is passkey sufficient or do I need
Yeah.
to use it?
Authenticator as a backup you can keep, but if you have an authenticator and passkey, you need to protect the authenticator also. If you have an authenticator on a roaming phone that you carry everywhere, so that key is going everywhere, right? It is safe.
I have one for work.
Yeah.
I have to use authenticator app for work.
Right.
That's Microsoft, and
Right.
potentially I could add to it if I want to, but
Yes.
I don't want
Yes.
to right now. I prefer passkey.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can see adding many of these accounts. If you use passkey, you have to use multiple passkeys. You have 2 or 3 passkeys registered. All of them you have tested, made sure they work for a few months. Then you remove the authenticator, because if there is a problem with your passkey, you are not able to log in. You need a second way to get in. So keep the authenticator as long as till you become very comfortable with passkey. Once you become passkey comfortable, that you are very sure that you are not going to lose them, misplace them, and then you can remove the authenticator. Keeping an authenticator also is not really bad. We are not using it all the time, but that authenticator number, if you lose the phone, and the phone somehow gets hacked and the phone's authenticator was somehow accessed, so that's the back door. You are using the strong front door using passkey, but you are leaving a back door there with the authenticator. And many of these banks, even after you set up a passkey, you may have to go specifically disable SMS based authentication, because The hackers can come in and say, I forgot the password. I don't have access to my passkey. Give me a second method. Even when you try to log into Google, it will try to use the most safe method to say, give me use the passkey. You say, passkey is not available. Try another method. Use the authenticator. Try another method. Finally it will come down to SMS. So hackers will use all these fallback methods and find the least secure method. So that's what you should remember. Can this happen? Can they steal an authenticator from your Microsoft authenticator? It's very difficult, but not as safe as, password. Better to keep an authenticator till you become very, very comfortable using passkeys alone. Well, then you keep an authenticator.
Okay.
That's what I will say.
Thanks. I was also going to say I can log into my account, type using the password, and change the security settings in case I have a problem with the passkey, for example, and then activate either the authenticator or change the password itself and things like that. So
yeah, that is true. But if we can use a password to go in and then change security, the same method is also available to a hacker. If your username password is leaked, somehow it goes out, then the hacker can also come in and change the same thing. So you definitely need two factors: username, password, and one more authentication. And SMS, use it till you become comfortable with authenticators. Once you're 100% comfortable with your authenticators, multiple authenticators are working, then disable SMS-based OTP. After that, every time you log in, you have to log in only using authenticator. Once you're 100% comfortable with authenticator, if passkey is supported, you go to passkey.
Yeah, most websites are moving to finance websites are moving to passkey, which is heartening.
Yes,
because of the
it's very good.
Because of the two-way verification, which is
which is very good. Even US
thanks for
government
sharing
is
that.
even US government is supporting it. Yes.
So the platinum level, real question: if you lose the UBI key or any other key, what happens if you lose the dongle?
Yeah, if you lose the dongle and a hacker gets the dongle, the hacker cannot use it because the YubiKey has its own password first. So you need to plug it in and type in the YubiKey password to launch YubiKey Authenticator app. That is one level of protection. That password, you can only make 8 attempts. If 8 attempts can fails in logging in, that YubiKey will self-destruct. So YubiKey being in the hands of a hacker is not a big loss. But on your side, if you lose a YubiKey and that's the only way you can log into your finance account, you are locked out. So typically, you should have a backup YubiKey. 3 YubiKeys I have. One will always stay at home. One will be here and there. And if I have to travel, I'll take one key with me. And I guard it as safely as I would guard my passport. So they are very thin. They can actually be carried in the same pouch as your passport. Keep it safe. If you lose it, users cannot crack it. They cannot plug in the USB key into some other computing device, laptop or a desktop, extract information out of it. It's not possible. They found one security vulnerability some 5 years ago where it was possible to extract the secret key out of YubiKey. So they fixed this. So all the ones that you got more recently, they cannot crack it. Similarly, even if you lose your phone, if it is locked, it's very difficult to unlock it because Apple and Google, if you make too many attempts to unlock, the phone will brick itself. It will not unlock. It will become permanently locked. So they have some kind of protection like this to unlock. From a locked phone to extract the data and unlock it to do such things, you need to be very high level, state level hacker. You need very special instruments, very special ways of handling. So only Mossad and RAW and CIA can do it. Maybe North Korea can do it. But Now, ordinary hackers are not able to do it. Ordinary hackers are not hacking your cell phone network to capture packets or, those things are typically the internet traffic is secure. Internet traffic is very difficult to eavesdrop on.
Okay. Thank you.
So,
More the questions, more we get
Yeah.
to know.
So
yes,
Ravi,
yeah.
how difficult or easy, has it been for you to use different browsers for financial transactions and other transactions? Because I've been randomly using whatever comes handy, whether it's Chrome or iOS
Yeah.
or Safari or whatever. I'm really not bothered. Now I'm
Yeah.
worried. Now that you have told me this, I don't know how to do this.
It's not very difficult. I
Sorry,
have.
can I just add one question there, Ravi? I was actually going to ask you, what are the two browsers that, can be used at all? And as far as I know, there's Chrome and there's, I think, Microsoft Bing or something like that. But
Safari.
Safari
Microsoft Edge.
is on your phone, right? Or on your,
Yeah,
if you have a Mac,
Microsoft
it's on
Edge.
the
Okay.
iPad.
Okay, I'll add a slide on commonly available recommended browsers. Chrome is the most common browser on the Android side. Other browsers are Firefox, and there is something called Brave, DuckDuckGo. These are four browsers very common on the Windows side of it. Safari, and there's one more on the iOS side of it. There are two browsers on that side. Then Firefox actually is very popular in Linux, and there are only three rendering engines. The WebKit from Google, and there is an Apple rendering engine, and there's a Gecko rendering engine. There are three rendering engines. All browsers are built on top of those engines. The Linux engine is Firefox. Chrome engine is Chromium, and Apple engine has something I forgot its name. So these are the three engines. Many browsers are available. Microsoft Edge and Chrome, Brave, and Firefox are very popular on the Windows side. I use Brave on the Windows, but now I have moved away from Brave and I have moved on to a separate device. I have a discarded desktop. I converted to Chrome OS, and then in my regular Chromebook, I created a second account. So in that account only, I log in to finance sites. So there I use Brave, and the password manager I use is Proton Pass. Proton Pass is again a free password manager, but it's only $6 a month to get much better service out of them. So I have a Proton Pass account, and there is a Proton Mail that also I went up to paid level instead of the free level. And it's the Proton Mail is used for all financial sites. Proton Password Manager and Proton Pass is used for financial sites, and Brave browser is used. It's used on a separate device in my house, and in my Chromebook. There's a second way to log in for travel. If I'm traveling, if I have to log into finance, I can use a profile in my Chromebook to log in. That also uses the same kind of technique. So that's my finance side of it. The regular side, Google Password Manager and Chrome, and phone, laptop, tablet, Chromebook, I use all of them. Okay. And
What about one password as an app, Ravi? How's that?
Proton Pass. Oh, one. Okay, there are many. Yeah, one. There are many password managers, OnePass, KeyPass, and all those things. The main distinction you need to check is whether it is a cloud synced password manager or local file manager password account. For example, KeyPass will create a key DBX file in your local machine, which is encrypted. So you need the KeyPass master password to unlock it. Once you unlock it, that will be able to access all your password, everything. But this is not synced. So if in a different machine, you don't have this. So people usually take this this file the encrypted file and they put it on a cloud account. Even if that file gets leaked, it is protected. It's got a master password. Then they download that same file in another, and then there are utilities which manually sync. It's a kind of pain. Passwords might get out of date if you change your passwords, but very secure. Even if KeePass site gets hacked, they won't be able to get your files because your passwords are on your machine, not on any central server. So that is the benefit of having file-based, encrypted file-based password managers. Proton Pass is cloud-based password manager where they store all the data in the cloud in a server in Switzerland. So any site you go in, anywhere you go in, you can use Proton Pass password manager, and any machine you can use it. It is automatically synced. But if that server gets hacked, then you might lose it. But the way Proton works, they use what they call zero knowledge record. All they save is also encrypted. Unless you have a local password, you cannot access any of them. So it's also, you need to pick at some level. You need to say, okay, my that password is safe enough. And I did not talk about what makes for a good password. Long, easy to type passwords are safer than short, complicated passwords. So, passwords like, Mumbai was Bombay, Chennai was Madras. Is a long, usable, good, rememberable password than all this complete hash number kind of thing. Longer the password, safer it is. And you can easily write clues for such things. You don't have to save it in a password manager. My brokerage account passwords are not, the password manager doesn't store the password. It stores a clue. From that clue, I know what the real password is. I'll populate the clue, I'll edit the clue and make a password out of it. So you can go to that level if you want to.
I don't know how it is for you, Ravi, but I find it a big pain to remember passwords. I mean, every 30 days or 90 days, you have to change it.
No, don't.
I have been locked out of my bank account quite often.
Yeah, that's an older recommendation. Every 90 days, you have to change your password. Many of them nowadays, they don't insist on it because that makes people choose easy to remember simple passwords. So it is counterproductive. Law of unintended consequences. So in US, they have removed that requirement that 90-day you have to change. But if you have to change your password every 90 days, always use a password manager so that the password manager will create a new password. Otherwise, we'll keep adding your old password, add 1, 2, 3. That's what people do, right? When my company was
Q3, Q4.
Hmm? Hmm?
Keep adding Q3, Q4, and so on.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. When the company made me change my password every 90 days, it is, and they won't let you reuse the password. The last 3 passwords you cannot reuse. So the last digit will be 1. After 3 months, it becomes 2, 3, 4. And after about 2 years, it will come back to 1. And it's the same password with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what I had. Now they don't insist on it. Now they have a two-factor authentication and Okta push notification, which is not very different from Authenticator. They are not, my own company is not supporting passkeys. Schwab is not supporting passkeys. Morgan Stanley supports passkeys, but Trade, which is owned by Morgan Stanley, does not support it. Vanguard supports passkeys. PNC Bank only SMS. But tiny credit union that lives, $1 billion is the total deposit size for that credit union. It's considered to be a micro credit union. It supports everything. It has got authenticator, it has got apps, it has got passkey, everything. So they are doing it well. But this huge company like PNC Bank does not support anything more than SMS text. It varies.
Ravi, I want to add one thing.
Yeah.
Some of the brokerages, specifically in this case, Fidelity,
Yeah.
they allow you to freeze outdoor, I should say, outgoing transfers.
Yes, these are all safe
Okay,
things we can do. Yeah.
Schwab requires more effort, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether Indian banks and brokerages do that, but that is very useful as a
Yeah.
backup.
Yeah, these are all it's not it's basic safety. If you're not planning to make withdrawals for a few years, till you start making withdrawals, you block all outgoing money transfers. Yes, that's one thing. And whatever is the linked account you have, like you might have PNC Bank can pull money out of brokerage account, or brokerage account can pull money out of PNC. All of them you review and make sure that you are comfortable with whatever you have set up. In retirement, we may have to pull money routinely, routine withdrawal, every monthly transfer you have to do. In Fidelity, when you lock outgoing money transfer, specifically you can exempt monthly regular withdrawals from this. So you can continue
You can
to
do
your
that,
monthly.
or you can turn it off and on multiple times the
Yes.
same day.
Yeah. You have to be logged in to do that, and that's a very safe thing to do.
Oh, I
And
forgot. I have a question.
Yeah.
My Amex card is missing for the last maybe 2-3 months. I've gone
Yeah.
to the website and disabled it.
Yeah.
And I've checked, there hasn't been any transaction. So that
Yeah.
should be okay, right? If it is disabled.
Typically, you'll ask for a new card. What happens if I am not able to find my card? I'll first freeze the transaction and do some serious search everywhere, here and there. Call, did I leave it in Chicago? Did I leave it in Nikhil's house? I'll do basic checks there. After 3-4 days, if I cannot find the card, I'll call them and say, send me a new card. They will invalidate the old card and send a new card. So the old card will cannot be used. If you have already disabled it, so it cannot be used. So ask for a new card and they'll send a new card, a new number. Things will be fine.
Yeah, I need it only when I'm traveling abroad. So now, I'm traveling next month.
This is the kind of thing you'll forget before traveling. So get it done soon. That way, the day before traveling, you oh my God, my Amex card, I still can't find it. Where did I put it? So get it replaced soon.
Yeah.
Anything else? So this slide deck I'll share with you a copy. You take a copy of this, add something specific to your family. If you don't want them to use platinum level, delete that slide. If you don't want them to use this, delete the slide. Mention the actual bank account and all. You can mention very specific security protocols. Account from Fidelity, you should only get from this email. Actually, there is one important thing I forgot to mention. In Proton Mail and Proton Pass, they have this very interesting feature available. You can register random passwords with websites and it'll come back to your regular mail. Supposing you're creating an account in Amazon, you can create a alias for Amazon. You create Amazon123 dot something passon.net as your email. Register it with Amazon. Amazon only knows that email. When it sends email to that address, that server will take the email and it will look up, oh, that address is created by this address. It will forward it to you. So you will get it. So this allows you to know if anybody is selling your email. If you give an email to some site and that email gets more spam calls or some other calls, you know who leaked your email. And this allows you to create unique email for each bank account. You can say Fidelity can send email only from address. If the from address is not this email, it is not Fidelity. You can tell your family, I have created separate email addresses for each brokerage account. Fidelity account will always come from fid1234.passon.com. That's where it will always come from. If it comes from any other address, that's not Fidelity. You can be sure of that. That feature is available I know it's available in Proton Pass and Proton Mail, but they are available in many such, postbox.net There are many such people who offer this.
I think, Ravi, we are
um,
wiser. We are wiser, but
Yeah.
we are also a little more afraid because we can't do all this you have said.
No, don't. See, that's why we said usage profile. You pick silver level, I could do. Go to silver level. Okay. 2 separate browsers, 2 separate email accounts, and all. It's not even too expensive to get a separate phone number for brokerage accounts also. So if the phone call is not on that phone, it is only a scam. You'll know. So you need to tell a scam from non-scam. That's the most important thing. So separate email, separate password manager, separate browser. If you are really, really afraid, a separate phone number that requested from rest of your browsing, phone calls, activity. You can
Ravi,
decide.
we have sinned for 20 years now. Now, how can we clean all those things by doing the small things?
Yeah. So think about it. Let's see. Okay. And again, one more thing we have to do is we just have to be safer than a certain level, because crooks are not going to come after very hard targets. There are enough, you remember that old joke about two friends walking on a forest and tiger starts chasing them. One guy starts putting on his hiking shoes, removes the boots and puts on running shoes. Hey, you can't outrun a tiger. The other guy says, I know, but I have to outrun you. So the tiger catches you. I'm running away. So that's what we do. You make your account safer so that the hacker goes after some other easier account, not your account.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
So
good, man.
I'll share this, take a copy, and then let's look at the email summary. And also, I will share one more Word document of all this usage profile I typed in Google and say, how safe is this user? And it gave some auto-generated AI-based reply. I'll attach that that Word document also, and this PowerPoint also. And there is some AI summary coming from Ramesh Varambo, and there's going to be a recording available from Setu. So with this, we'll all put it together in one place, and let's see how it goes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Superman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Ravi. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, I'm logging out.
Good.
Bye, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.